Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of series 2 of my podcast, Don't Rush Me by me, Rashmi. Thank you for being on this journey so far. And with this episode, we'll come to the end of series 2. In the first series, we had 6 episodes. So in the second series, too, we decided to have 6 episodes. We'll be taking a short break after this and coming to you with more interesting topics of more things in life where you don't need to rush. But that will be in series 3. For now, in series 2 and in episode 6, we're going to speak about the future of PR. Like I've been saying throughout this series, that PR truly has just about begun in India. Its power, what it can bring to the table, is what brands and founders and CXOs are finally realizing. It's no longer a can have, it's a must have, especially if you're looking at building credibility. I remember 25 years ago, PR was all about press releases. In fact, if I would tell somebody that I'm into PR, they would say, okay, you send across press releases, which was largely true because PR was more about reactive then. It was about people going out and making those announcements. It wasn't really about let's build the imagery, let's do this, and let's see how we can gain trust, and none of those elements. It was just a one way communication. The company, which was a listed company, was a big corporate, would come into PR and would do reactive PR, where they would be the ones to give out the news of what products they are launching, which people they are hiring, what is their new initiative, or if there was a crisis, God forbid. That is when PR came into the picture. But that has drastically changed now. In 2026, if you're looking at PR, it's really largely proactive. It's not about let's wait for something to happen and then we'll talk, or let's just be people who are talking and everybody else is listening. It's more about let's build credibility. And that is the key word with PR. It's about building credibility because in PR, largely you get organic editorial pieces which are written about your brand. And that is something that truly builds credibility. Like I've also said before, advertising and social media are equally important for creating that awareness. But if you as a firm, if you as a founder, if you as a CXO, if you as any person who has a certain amount of influence, you want to create that kind of credibility, PR today is that tool. So its future is clearly bright. And one cannot do this kind of proactive PR with being in a rush. You cannot just think, okay, I just want to do this as a cookie cutter approach, and this is what we can talk, and this is how we will get things out. No, we can't. We actually have to understand the whole picture, understand what is the kind of tone that a company has. Some companies are conservative, some are very forward looking, some, as we've seen, which are founder led, are very aggressive. So, we as PR communications people really have to act as consultants. If there's somebody who says, no, I know these 10 people and this is how we can do it, uh, you should understand that they come from the business point of view, you come from the communications point of view. So it is your job to actually counsel them, to let them understand that if they go in that route, it will completely fail because you're the specialist. And today we live in an era of specialists. People who know how to do business are doing that. People who know how to communicate are doing that. So that has been a major shift which has happened over the past 20 plus years, where just being reactive PR has now become something which is very proactive. And that largely has happened is because there is a trust deficit. There is so many people talking. There are so many brands coming to you and saying, I'm the best. I will solve every problem out there. Who do you really trust? And you go out and you buy a product which is based on reviews that we no longer know whether they are verified reviews. So there's this huge trust deficit which is there, which is why PR really is getting powerful every other day, is because it creates that credibility. It addresses that trust deficit. And that trust deficit cannot be done if you do like one story and that's it. Let me just go and make that blast and then let me just go away. it will really matter to the brand, to the founder, to the CXO, to any person of influence to build that imagery in a credible, consistent way. So you have to do PR consistently. It's no longer about a burst. It's not about just getting that one article in one publication and then just disappearing. It's about you being in the ecosystem, you being part of stories, contributing to stories which readers would like to read, not what you would like to push out as a brand. So consistency has now become the key in PR. And this too, you cannot get in a rush. Consistency is built with small, careful, thought through steps taken. So the entire future of PR is really built on speed that is consistent. So if you can get that speed with consistency, that will matter more. Just speed without the thought, without the understanding of how this will be taken or understanding of how the ecosystem is, will really do more harm to the brand than benefit that brand. There is also this whole debate going on that, does the future of PR really depend on paid media? I'm not one to say that it will depend completely on it or we don't need it at all. I think we need to find a middle way. There is organic PR, there is paid PR. Let's see how we can balance them well and take it ahead. Because if you're going to do only paid PR, then what's really the difference between PR and advertising? With advertising, you pay money and the coverage, as you say, or the ad that you see is out. So if you do paid PR and that's how it's going to come out, that's not going to really help your credibility too much. But there are certain times that you need to use that paid PR element. So you must use it and you must get that right balance. So it's not about paid PR being bad or organic PR being holier than thou. It's just that both of them complement each other. Organic editorial driven PR will always be ahead of the curve, but paid PR can complement it well. Which also brings me to the point of AI. And AI in PR today has helped PR a lot, whether it's of drafting contents, getting those media lists, reaching out to a larger universe. So it again should be seen as somebody who's a collaborator, not somebody who will replace you. Because PR, by the virtue of its name, it's public relations. So it's all about relations. That relations is something that AI will not really replace. There's a thought that goes into, there's an understanding that goes into, okay, this is what the person said, this was their tone, I understand what they mean, I understand what the readers want to really read about, I understand what the editor is saying, I understand what the journalist is saying. This is something that AI cannot do. So keep that as your strength, that understanding of what is that will really work well with the media, that will work well with my media friends, for them to really cover this and to make it an interesting read for their readers. How can I do that? That brings to the point that PR is no longer in a silo either. You have to work with the social media team. You have to work with the branding team. You have to work with everybody to figure out what is my communication going to be. So the future of PR is going to be a lot of thinking. It's going to be a lot of slowing down and saying, let me do it properly. Instead of just let me, be on this cartwheel and keep on doing things, keep on doing things. But now I have to do things where I have to understand what is the impact it has in business, what is the kind of messaging that I can take, which does not seem to be like a force fit to my journalistic friends, which honors their integrity? And how can I get a story that overall people enjoy reading? And in that, how do I build that brand imagery? So, if you're talking about how PR has really evolved, where it's moved from reactive to proactive, it's moved from just that one blast of story to actually being a consistent series of stories and activities that one does. It addresses that trust deficit which is there. Both organic and paid media are going to play a role in the future. So you'll have to figure out, and you'll have to figure out what is that right mix that you can get. Similarly, there's going to be AI in PR, but you'll have to figure out how it can be more of a collaborator than a threat. But one part which is really growing, and I see this completely happening, largely so in India, is founder led PR. There are going to be a lot of founders who are creating amazing businesses, who are getting amazing fundings, or who are bootstrapped and still doing very, very well, there will be a lot of PR around them. So that is something that I see also as growing, where it will not be a thing about, oh, let's just, get the founder up there and make them feel really nice. But let's see how we can get the founder to really represent the business, and how can we take that business ahead through communications, through PR. Because, like I said before, PR is no longer in a silo. So you need to work with the social media team, you need to work with the branding team, you really need to work with everybody, and the founder will be at the center of it. The CXO will be at the center of it. So, how do we really use that personality to actually create a brand personality is something that I see really growing as we go ahead in PR. It will actually be more about impact more than just output. It's not going to be about, oh, let's see how many stories you got, or how did you do. It's going to be about how consistent you were, how well you took that message across, which different platforms were used. Were we really able to convey the messages we wanted to convey? And could the business use that visibility? All these are going to play a very important role in the future of PR. Because, like I said, currently there's a lot of trust deficit. And if that is going to be addressed, PR is going to be that one very important tool, a must have for especially sectors like BFSI, travel and hospitality, healthcare, and many other sectors where you would need to build that credibility to get that trust of people. So PR clearly overall has a great future, but in India, it definitely has an amazing future. It's not going anywhere. We don't have to take anything like a paid media or AI to be a threat. We have to take them as collaborators. We have to understand that this is a business of relations. We have to be mindful that whatever we do comes in the gambit of integrity, of our understanding of how the media landscape works, of our understanding of the business, and how we can really merge these two. It's going to be an era of specialists. A person who's running a business will not really be able to comment on communications, or somebody who's running communications will not really have a major say in the business. So everybody will have a say in the business, but I think they'll be specialists of their own craft that they have and of what they bring to the table. So that really is the future of PR, and I'm looking forward to more and more people joining it, understanding that there will be a grind. That is there across any sector. I don't think there's any sector which says, oh, join us and just do the strategy for the firm. It doesn't happen like that. You have to go through the grind. You have to learn the basics first before you go on to the overall big picture. So definitely the future is bright, and PR is going to really grow a lot. But as it grows, it'll be important that you don't rush through it, that you think through it, you understand what the implications of what you're going to communicate would have on your brand, whether it is listed, whether it is not listed, whether it's a mid-sized company, it's a growing company, it's a large company. You'll have to be mindful, because communication is going to be vital to any business in the future. With that, we come to the end of our series two. And I thank you all for watching us through these two series. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode. And I'll see you in series three in June. We're taking a short break till then. But if you have any questions on the various aspects of life that we've discussed in series one, or on PR that we've discussed in series two, please feel free to DM me, and I'll be happy to have a chat with you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on this journey, and I'll see you in June. See.